Salutes to the real ones, y'all. Hope y'all having a good one. Hope y'all having a great day. It's your boy Lloyd, back in fun and informative, if not meaningful, live stream. Today I'm going to be talking about a few topics. If y'all out there in the chat, man, and you're not getting enough attention, my bad. But I don't try too much when I'm on this here live stream, and I be doing my walks and talks. So bear with me. Today might not be a long one because I ain't gonna be on this thing for too long. I got some work to do around here. But I just want to touch bases, man, and talk about some of the shit that's going on. For one, the stuff with the interview with Trump. And I know people are losing their shit when they heard Trump talking about Israel and Iran don't know what the fuck they're doing. So at this time, we need to understand what the play is. A lot of people don't understand what the play is because they don't recognize the difference between theater and theater. So right now we're not in a theater. We're in theater, and everybody's a character. So the information that's being put out and disseminated amongst everybody is scripted. And the reason why I say that is because think about how often we're able to get out and see, the world. Not too often, because there's a lot of people that don't leave home too often. There's a lot of people that haven't been outside of the United States. So most of the stuff that they see and hear is stuff that comes from, TV or social media. And there's not a lot of people out here that are trustworthy or truthful. Social media is hit and miss when it comes to, the truth. I heard a guy on here the other day talking about the Carmelo Anthony situation, which I think is another theater. And they don't really tell nobody, the full story. And this guy was raving and ranting about how he was there at the time all this shit happened, knowing damn well this is the person that's on social media all the time. And they know damn well that if he knew or saw this stuff, that he would have videotaped it and put it on his channel and had it out so everybody can see. Why come after the fact and not, at the time where all this shit was fresh and come out and say, hey, man, this is what happened. I got it on video. But now he went on and on and on about, how all of this stuff transpired and how, he saw what happened and shit like that. You can't really trust this stuff these people talking about. And it's really bad because a lot of people are dependent upon this information that they get from social media as if it was first-hand account information. It's not. You'll never get first-hand account information from social media or the media source. Unless you were there, that's the only way you're going to get information about this. And this type of talk that I'm doing it's not popular because it pretty much makes people a skeptic the more they think about it. And that's what they don't want us to be. They don't want you to be a skeptic. They don't want people to think for themselves, to criticize the narrative, and to make a person prove what they say come out their mouth is the truth. They don't want that, man. They want you to be able to hear the information and go off of it with face value. And that's what a lot of us do. I say 90% of the people on this platform are making this kind of mistake. The first thing they hear, they consider it breaking news. It ain't nothing but bullshit news. You know, and people like myself, we don't get too much airplay because, you know, it's not popular to tell the truth anymore. The truth is not something that people want to hear. They want to hear all the fluff and all that shit like that. That's why liars are more celebrated than people that tell the truth. You know, morals are looked down upon nowadays, and it's not something that you're going to acquire, you know, just by, you know, agreeing with everything. Morality is something you got to train yourself into nowadays. It's not a given that a person grows up with a moral outlook on life. You got to really be, you know, forged into this shit. And a lot of people don't have this fire inside of them to forge that into their life every day. So making up shit, you know, taking, you know, sketchy information, dealing with sketchy people that make up shit. That's the norm now. That's the norm. And see, I pride myself on being, you know, somebody that can see through all of that shit and that I have my own mentality. I see a lot of these guys on here, they don't have their own mentality. They're kind of cookie cutter. Everybody looks the same, sounds the same, performs the same, you know, understands things the same way. And it's because they consider themselves part of a troop, a band. You know, they call it a tribe now, but it used to be called a troop. You know, tribe, the word tribe lends more to the primitive side. A troop back then was more like a group of people that had the same mission and the same goal, you know, either to survive or to, you know, take somebody else's survival. So when I look at this stuff, man, it's easy for me to see the path that they going down. It ain't hard to predict. When you see a bunch of people doing the same strange, weird shit, agreeing to the same immoral shit, it's not hard to see that they're going to go down a certain path, a path that I'm not willing to go down. You know, I have no problem with people's lifestyles and the way that they do things, but at some point you need to think for yourself. And I know for a fact, you know, the earlier people, that's what they did. We wouldn't be in the position we're in right now if it wasn't like that. Take, for instance, you know, how we have government already set up for us. And as we get older and we fall by the wayside and the new come up, they have a path to be in that same situation or in that same environment that we did. That's not some shit that just came, you know, overnight. That's a thought process. You know, that's a method. You know, people want to call it systems right now, but it's not a system. Because a system would denote that this shit came about, you know, on some kind of whim. Like it was just a part of a machine that we were, you know, working with. But this is a method in which if the machine breaks down, the people inside of it can step out of it and rebuild that bitch from scratch. And that's because it took a long, hard journey to get to where the situation we in right now has gotten. I mean, we take for granted the fact that we're able to open up a refrigerator and it has things in it that's fresh that we can consume. We take that for granted. But it didn't just start overnight. The stuff that they told us about our past isn't true. You know why? Because things repeat themselves. If you have a refrigerator today, I guarantee you 100 years before that, we had one. And another 100 years before that, we had another version of it. Nothing changes. You know why? Because the environment doesn't change. As long as I've been knowing, they've been saying that the rainforest was going to be depleted. They gave it like 10 years when I was a kid. If they keep on clear cutting the way they've been clear cutting, that the rainforest was going to be all cut down, the atmosphere was going to be different, the polar ice caps are going to be melted, and all of that shit. But what happened? Here we are. When I was 12, 10 years from that, I was 20. Here I am almost 50. And ain't none of that shit even close to happening. Ain't none of that shit they promised us or told us was going to happen was even close. We still haven't discovered anything other than what we had already discovered in the past. They're just repurposing this shit, making it seem like, hey, this is something new. It's because a new generation has arrived and all the old shit has died off. This is how these people are making a living. This is how they're able to remain on top. And what I mean by these people, the people in the know. There's a lot of people in the know, but there's even more that aren't in the know. And it's a shame that we don't even capitalize on this fact. There's inventions that were created back in the day that haven't been brought to the forefront right now. They're just waiting for somebody to come along and repurpose them, bring new life into them and shit. And these are the new inventions that are going to bring us into the next age, which are really just old inventions. For instance, the cell phone is not that complicated. It's not a intervention into technology that they try to make it seem like. Smartphones? Phones cannot be smart. They just gave us a computer to put in our hands. And a computer, we found evidence that these shits existed in ancient times, what we call ancient times. It was just really just a time period in which that we lived in that we don't have a clear record of. That's ancient times right there. But looking back on this shit, man, there's a lot of stuff that we need to protect ourselves from. And the only way I see us going to do that, man, is if we stop teaming up with these, I'm just going to say it, these fuck people. Stop teaming up with people that you don't know or have a complete, understanding of their background and stuff like that. My parents taught me to, handle people with a long stick before you let them get close to you, because you don't know what they hiding behind their back. You know what I'm saying? They told me never trust a person as far as you can throw them. Shit like that. And it goes to show you, man, that a lot of people don't have those moral, those intuitions that was taught to us as a kid. Like most kids today, they're not taught, look both ways before you cross the street. Don't talk to strangers and shit like that. The internet is the new playground for a lot of these deviants and this deviance. This is the new playground, man. They don't have to come to the playground and entice your kids with candy. They don't have to do that no more. Most kids communicate on the internet nowadays more than they do in person. And that proves right there that we've fallen off on this journey that we've been on to evolve into something better than what we are, man. It's like we're de-evolving with this shit. But that's just a thought of mine, man. And I'm looking at how Trump is playing this game. They still doing ICE raids, but people don't worry about that no more because now they worried about the war. Everybody thinking they're going to have to go to war. When they wasn't worrying about this shit before this stuff was on the internet. You know, when nobody worrying about going to war, when they was up here talking about P. Diddy and R. Kelly and all that shit. Now all of a sudden we're going to war since they getting rid of everybody that ain't supposed to be in this country. And look, if there's any more resistance to this shit, they're gonna create a scenario where it will behoove us to get rid of these people. See, they're trying to bring back exclusivity of certain areas. If you ain't got a invitation, you ain't coming here. And that's what these damn deportation events are about. Making America exclusive again. It's not make America great again. Make it exclusively for Americans. And when you do that, what you do, you bring the value back up of this place. Because nobody here besides Americans can be here. And if you want to come here, you got to pay to be here. You can't just walk across an imaginary line and say you somebody that you weren't. That's shit that was carrying on back in the day. See, a lot of people don't know the story about the Ashkenazis and the Sephardic Jews, you know, turning into to Khazarians. They don't know about that story. That story is not too publicized. And for good reason it ain't. Because a lot of innocent people will be, you know, caught up in that shit as well. Because not all Jews are bad Jewish people. You know, just like not all blacks are bad black people. All whites ain't all bad white people. But what they don't want you to know is that there is a history of these people being here, you know, unannounced, or in other countries unannounced, doing things like stealing identities, you know, stealing other people's fortunes, murder, espionage, all that stuff. But that's not the truth about all people, just a small group of them. And it's hard to identify this. That's why they put such a blanket statement on it. Same thing with white people and black people. All black people aren't thugs, thieves, and murderers. Just like all white people ain't racist, you know, murderers and thieves. This whole fucking backstory about colonization was a trick on us, man. Just like this shit right now is a trick on us. Making you think we at war when none of y'all can go over there and prove this shit. Nobody can go over to Israel or Iran and verify that they dropped these special bombs that they call bunker busters on these people's establishments. Because if you could do that, then you would have firsthand account of what's going on. But they don't want that because they know that people are easy to manipulate when they have little knowledge and understanding of what's going on. You know, all it takes is somebody to step up and say, I saw this, I saw that. And now the story becomes, you know, verified when you can't prove any of the shit that they say. Now, Trump, who is now supposedly the president, has been the president before. You know, before all of this political shit, was an actor on TV. And I watched his show every time it came on. And this man played the role of a CEO when he really didn't have no fucking connection to the business world like that to be able to hire and fire people. We haven't seen any of that shit come to light other than it was just entertainment. Because that entire show that Trump ran, The Apprentice, didn't have no business behind it at all. It was all entertainment from TV. And y'all think that right now he's doing something different? Hell no, man. People will tell you that it's not an election, it's a selection. But then they'll turn around and say, he's running things. Well, if he's just a puppet, then is he the one running it? No, man. Oh, bombing and shit over there will be nobody that can verify any of that shit. Nobody. You can't verify it because it's not verifiable. They can tell you that they have bombs that'll blow up the whole fucking world. People will believe it just because these people are credible. What gives them credibility? Word of mouth. That's it. If I walk up to you and I say, hey, you living in my ancestors' home, what do I have to do to prove that that land was once mine and not yours today? Got to have some type of credibility behind it. You got to have documentation. You got to have people, witnesses. You got to have events in time that prove this information. But we ain't got none of this shit. We ain't got none of this shit with the information that Trump them is giving us right now. We ain't got none of this shit. This nigga is come on TV and say the sky is gonna turn black in 10 hours and never come turn light again from now on. And people will believe him all the way up to the point where the sky changes back to light. And this is why we have such a hard time dealing with reality. A lot of people are out of touch with reality, man. It's like we don't know what's good for us no more. We just stumble around this bitch like a bunch of animals in a cage. And see, since we don't know the boundaries of the cage, man, we think we are free. You're not free, man. The boundaries of the cave is your mind. The only way people can control your mind is by you allowing them to do it. And this shit with Iran and Israel, ain't nobody proving none of that shit. First of all, they're at war. They're bombing. So how people are going to go over there and report back to us? And reliable people at that. None of them will be able to. You think these people going to be able to put shit on the internet if they being bombed? Infrastructure? People don't even realize that what the damage a bomb does. If I blow up your house with a bomb, you think your neighbors, the people across the street, even people in the next street over aren't going to be affected by that shit? You out your mind. You got, I swear, man, some of the basic shit that people should be knowing, they don't even pay attention to. You can't blow up a structure and have electricity in the area. You can't do that. That's not going to work, especially the way that they saying they doing this shit. You got a bomb that blows up shit underground. You think that your electrical wires on the ground or ones above the ground are going to be functional? No. So how they sending back videos of shit like that? Fiber optics, coax, none of that shit gonna survive the fucking aftershock, the shock wave from this shit. We talking about something that's in nature, dangerous, inherently dangerous and destructive. A bomb. And the ones that they talking about is fucking supposedly out of this world type shit. So if that stuff happened, how they got videos coming from Israel and from Iran right now? Because ain't none of that shit happening. Ain't nobody going over there in the first place. Israel, you can't just go to Israel. You gotta go through a vetting process to go there in the first place when they ain't at war. Same thing with Iran. These people just don't let anybody into their country. You think they got reporters that just can show up? Hey, we're in Israel on ground zero. They're dropping bombs. You can see them coming from the sky. Man, that shit wouldn't even happen, man. That shit wouldn't even happen. I've seen motherfuckers set bombs out, for fun. That's their job, EOD, in the military. Set it off too close to the vehicle. Get ready to leave. That motherfucker won't even start. And it ain't because it was hit by shrapnel or it was fucking, burned or some shit like that. No, just the shock wave, just the destruction of the shock wave. What they call an explosive arc will damage the electronics in the vehicle, man. You drop your cell phone from a height, too high, that bitch ain't gonna turn on. It ain't gonna even work. It ain't gonna even work. And people don't even see this shit. They just believe whatever they fucking hear. Thinking that these people over here blowing shit up like that. I mean, one time they said they dropped over 1,000 bombs. Nigga, don't you know if they dropped over 1,000 bombs in the area, there wouldn't be anything there. I don't think people understand what 1,000 is and what a bomb is. I don't care if you drop 1,000 of them bitches in one spot, you're gonna have damage that exceeds miles away from there, just because of the shockwave and shrapnel. Wouldn't be no windows around this bitch. How the fuck a bomb hit, but you got a glass stained window right there in the synagogue? Oh, it's cool. It can take that type of trauma. Man, just the air moving to that glass is gonna break that shit. But you can't tell people stuff like this because they simple-minded. You got motherfuckers in here worrying about shit like race. You know what I'm saying? Worrying about shit like, you know, working for somebody. Stupid shit. You should be worrying about what makes you happy and what makes your family happy. But when you get into shit like that, you got people, sick shit make them happy. You know, so sick shit like that is what people thrive in sometimes, man. So I don't even worry about stuff like that when they start talking about going to war. Fake shit, man. All of these departments in the government are set up to fool the fucking citizens and to load them into a false sense of security. I mean, look how they fucking did the shit with the immigrants. Made these people think that they can come over here and have a free ride. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with them. Shit, as soon as the word got out, you getting something I ain't getting. What happened? These motherfuckers had to go in the hike. They had to block off where they would let them stay in. Was keeping it secret that these people were staying in these places. And see, the immigrants, they just as stupid, if not in on it, because they came here expecting something for nothing. When they can't go back to their own motherfucking country and get something for nothing. You think you're gonna be able to come over here and get something for nothing when you got all of these people striving and struggling to try to get something? You out your motherfucking mind. It was easy to play us against these people. It was easy to make the migrants seem like demons. You know what I'm saying? Reporting every incident these people got into. They just knew it was a matter of time. They demonized these people. Now they can come and get them without impunity. And then when people caught on to this shit, they started making it seem like, oh, our government is attacking us, attacking this, attacking that. No, they're not doing that. They just catching the motherfuckers they let in here. This is a sanctuary for them. This is a nature sanctuary. These people coming in here getting these EBT cards and these fucking debit cards, they are trackable, just like we trackable. They know everything you buy, where you bought it at, how much money you spent on it, and where you took the merchandise. They know all of this shit. They know all of this shit. It wasn't that hard to find these people. And they didn't even know who they were socializing with when they came here. The programs were set up to document people's names, their whereabouts, how many people in their family. If that ain't human trafficking, I don't know what is. Use the traffic to find the traffic. And see, what I do see is that Trump is doing is that he's playing us against each other. And Biden has something to do with this shit too, playing us against each other. Because, see, when you divide it and you all talking about different shit, you really can't get nothing done, especially the shit that needs to be getting done. But see, that's a good thing in a way, because that's how this world is set up, that we all create these little cell groups. And some people know how to organize these cells. It's like an order out of chaos type shit. But they do it for different reasons, man. They do it for different reasons. I was doing research on the names of these Indian tribes. And believe you me, man, I came back from doing the research on this shit and I couldn't believe it. A lot of these fucking tribes are named after industries. Like, I hear people talk about the Cherokees and Choctaws all the time. They don't even realize these people, this group was named. The Cherokees, the cherry root. The cherry root is a cigar. That's tobacco. And the key is American-made tobacco. That's what this shit was named after. American-made tobacco. Cherokee. And these people that took on that name were tobacco growers, cigar makers. They still around today. They just got different corporate names now. The Blackfoot, these niggas were road builders. What do we have on the road right now? Blacktop. Who you think put that blacktop down? Look at the bottom of their fucking feet. Those are Blackfoot. Even if they white-skinned people, it doesn't matter if they white or black. That's why these Indian tribes have people in them, light-skinned, dark-skinned. Man, this shit is not for the people that can't think. Society is made up for people that should be able to think. But a lot of us don't know how to think. We think by calling ourselves a certain name, grouping up and agreeing with it, that it's going to change the way things are. It's not. It's just going to make it harder for you. It's going to make it harder for you. And this is information that's not privy to the untrained eye. It's not privy to the untrained eye. We can't even tell if these motherfuckers are the sex that they say they are, which is really not our business. You know what I'm saying? That's not important. But the fact is that they use this type of technology, so to speak, and I'm throwing up quotes right now, to manipulate people. To manipulate people into doing shit that they want them to do. That's what this is all about. Control and power. See? And we running around here, bitch, talking about, we gonna change shit if we change our names to something else other than what it is. Man, I wouldn't even worry too much about that shit. Not unless they telling you that they gonna deport your bitch ass. Yeah, then I'll worry about that. But changing your fucking identity to Indian or Aboriginal or American or white or black ain't gonna change shit for you, man. If you was being manipulated before, you knew all of this shit, you're gonna still keep getting manipulated. Now you're just gonna be getting manipulated by niggas that sound like you, look like you, and act like you. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen, man. I need to turn this shit down. But what I'm seeing is, man, that the understanding of adults today is not like the understanding of adults back in the day. There were more level-headed thinking adults back when I was a kid versus today, man. I don't know if it's because now I'm the adult and the people that grew up like me are adults and we were just goofy from the start. But I see right now, man, that people are not fucking solo thinkers. If they ain't have somebody telling them what to do, telling them where to go, they would not be able to figure this shit out. We talking about shit that our great-grandparents used to negotiate easily by themselves. Easily. We don't even know how to figure out how plants grow, man. Imagine that this shit, was new to our grandparents and great-grandparents and shit. Back when supermarkets weren't readily available for them to go and buy shit like eggs, butter, bacon, bread, shit like that. They would have we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't even be here. You can't live off of fucking berries you find on the ground and fucking herbs you dig up from out of the dirt. Can't live off that shit, man. We gotta have a variety of shit. You think that people lived off of nothing but plants? That's the shit that's going on right now. You got people that only want to eat plants, like they doing a great service to themselves. And I don't give a fuck what they say. When you realize that you are in the dead center of the pH scale at 7, and if you go either way to either side, you're either going to become caustic or you're going to become acidic. Those two different things right there prove that we just didn't eat plants. See, because plants are alkaline. The more you eat alkaline, the more caustic you get. And see, meats are acidic. The more meat you eat, the more acidic you get. That's why we are on the balance of 7. We're right in the middle. But no, we got people that will fight you tooth and nail over this shit, thinking that they making a difference and they gonna change the way people live. Just like people die and kill each other, and they come back. We got kids that are being born still to this day. Even in all this, the state of confusion that we in, we still got kids being born. These animals that these people are trying to save, their life expectancy is even shorter than ours. Nigga, you're out here trying to save a fucking deer's life. We live 70, 80 years. Ain't no motherfucking deer or a cow or a pig, or even a fucking horse gonna live that long. And you want to fucking prevent humans. You want to cause humans to stunt their life to save something that lives a diminished life. You want to make sure that they safe. That's some backwards ass shit. It's like motherfuckers don't even realize self-preservation is the number one law of nature. Self-preservation. You got motherfuckers that will kill their own babies to survive in nature. These animals will kill their own offspring to survive in nature. That's got to tell you something. Humans aren't like that. See, we have the sense that we will not kill our offspring to survive off of them, to eat them. Even though we got people that will go and kill their babies in some organized fashion called abortion, but these people have no respect for their own lives. Because when you can kill your baby, you just admitting that you're not worth living yourself. And this is the suicidal trend we on right now, because we're doing it consciously. These animals are doing it, based off of some type of instinct. They're lashing out at their own kind because they instinctually want to live. But you got humans that don't feel like that. They don't feel like they'll do whatever it takes to survive, to live, not survive like that. Because you got motherfuckers that would do more than a little bit to survive out this bitch. But at the end of their life, guess what they do? They don't want to experience the transition from life to death. Them niggas want to be high and out of their mind. They don't want to feel nothing. And see, that's why they come back to this bitch empty-minded, because they didn't even know they left this bitch. And that's probably why it takes them so long to come back. Good motherfuckers that die, right? They used to be coming back every so often, picking up where they left off at. That's why a lot of the inventions that keep on getting replayed and replayed back into society, coming back as new technology, keep coming back. But there's a sick group of people out here that don't want that shit to happen. They want the whole fucking world to just fucking fall into a dark age where people don't know shit. And we walking around eating berries off the ground, wearing fucking leaves and shit, walking around with feathers in our hair. That's stupid shit. That's primitive. Why would we fucking de-evolve to something where we're just walking around aimlessly trying to find something to do? When we have all of this understanding that we can carry on to the next age. I'm telling you, man, they stealing your soul from you, right? From under your fucking feet. They stealing it from you. And you don't even realize it. They done already stole so many people's soul. And they walking around this place with these prosthetic limbs and shit, man, still trying to survive. And don't know a major part has been taken from you. That's why they created diseases like diabetes, and Alzheimer's and shit like that. These are not natural occurrences, man. It's not meant for you to get to a certain age and forget every fucking thing you did in life. It's not meant for you that shit to happen. That was created, man. Just like we create alcohol, you can have a blackout. You can go black by drinking a liquid and not remember shit. You don't think that they can do that to people in their real life with a chemical? Alcohol is fermented grapes and fruits and berries and shit. Imagine what they could do with poisonous vegetation. Man, they can make you forget your whole fucking existence. Nigga, you be walking around this bitch like a zombie, literally. Look at them people over there that be practicing with that so-called ayahuasca. And motherfuckers don't even know. When they go over there and they take that shit, even when they practice here in the United States, they drinking a bacteria brew. So what does the bacteria do? It attacks your central nervous system. Why the fuck you think you seeing all kind of shit? It attacks your central nervous system. And they think because that's an outer body experience. No, nigga, these things are killing you from the inside out. And they got everybody thinking this is the way that you're supposed to experience spirituality. No, nigga. You ain't supposed to experience that shit like that. You ain't supposed to do that. Even with alcohols, people drink them. And they go into their little rants and their little ravings. But as soon as they cut the alcohol off and sober the fuck up, they snap back to reality. But not this shit. Not this shit. These people are not going to snap back from none of this stuff, man. They've created a whole fucking, I don't know how many generations they done created with this shit. The other day we was talking about, breakfast and stuff like that. And how detrimental that is. But you don't believe that it's more detrimental to put raw shit in your body with bacteria in it and parasites in it? No, they don't believe that. Nah, it makes me feel good. Nigga, they used to eat tapeworms back in the day. Put leeches on their body back in the day. These are the people y'all listening to right now. Probiotics and prebiotics ain't shit but fucking bacteria that they putting in your body. And look, they putting them in your body at the worst stage. They're not putting no bacteria that then live the proportion of his life. No, they ain't putting that shit in your body. These niggas putting eggs in your body that hatch over time. Probiotic is eggs. Bacteria eggs. Parasite eggs. Nigga, they putting it in your gut. Calling it healthy bacteria. Healthy gut bacteria. Nigga, if anything you put in your body that's gonna help you shit should be food. How the fuck you gonna put a bacteria in your gut to help you digest food? Just think about that. People don't think at all, man. They don't think at all. Nigga, you are eating a bacteria to help you digest food that you ate that's gonna turn into shit. And you don't see a problem with that. Do some of these statistic readings. I think these guys don't even do that shit. They'll read everything else and say that's factual, but they won't read the shit that's involving reality. Like lettuce and tomatoes and all that shit raw in salads. It's the leading cause of cancer. You hear shit like that, them motherfuckers be like, man, you gotta be crazy. You mean to tell me vegetables is causing cancer? Fuck yeah. Because to know this shit, you gotta understand what cancer is in the first place. Cancer is not your cells attacking themselves. But they'll make you think that, everybody has cancer in them. Yeah, everybody got bacteria in them got cancer. Everybody that's got an uncontrolled bacteria in their body is cancer. Cancer eats away at the tissues of the body, internally and externally. You got athlete's foot, that's a form of cancer. That's a form of fucking cancer. Them niggas will tell you that the sun causes cancer. They don't even realize the sun is not causing shit. It's the bacteria on the skin that's causing cancer. That's what's causing it. When these people are getting melanoma, that's not from the sun. That's from a psoriasis type fucking skin bacteria eating away at their skin. And they go and they put sunscreen on it, which helps. You know why? Because sunscreen is high in zinc. High in zinc. That shit is not bad for you. But you got people that's preaching against that, man. And since they got a bigger voice and they got a bigger bank, they can pay for people to put this information out at high volumes. And you know what they say? Say it loud enough and long enough, it becomes the truth. It becomes the truth. And they'll shut motherfuckers up like me. You see? You got old niggas 100 years old, 110 years old, ain't doing none of this shit. Ain't using none of their materials, they products and shit that these people make. They put bacteria in everything. They put the shit in your toothpaste. They put the shit in your mouthwash. They put the shit everywhere, in everything, man. Even they put it in your pet food. Dog foods, the dry ones and the wet ones, got bacteria in them. Because they, you know what? They on a bacteria craze. These people worship snakes. They worship worms. These are the zealots of the old. They wanted to see the world burn because they couldn't fucking live in it without fucking tormenting other motherfuckers. And some of these people know how life works. They know about the cycle, how to come back to this bitch remembering the past. Imagine if you can come back to this bitch remembering what happened to you in your last life. You would avoid all of that shit. All the problems you had with money and shit, you would remember how to avoid those too. You wondering why these people come back here and they millionaires? Some of them don't even have to come back. Some of them have a new lease on life every fucking year. Because they can do shit like that. When you know that stuff is possible, anything's a possibility. Anything's a possibility when you know things are possible. But nobody's telling us this stuff because, for one, we don't have a skeptical bone in our body. You know how many years they've been telling us about assassinations and shit like this, conspiracies? This shit started right before my lifetime. So imagine what they was telling people, getting them prepped for this fucking age right now. And man, most people ain't living to see the next age. They don't even know what to look for when the next age begins. Because this technology age is going flat. We don't even realize it. And the reason why it's going flat is because, guess what? There's only so much you can do with the materials we have. Ain't nobody fucking got no flying cars. They was telling us about flying cars when I was a kid with the Jetsons and shit. Ain't nobody doing that. Ain't nobody teleporting either. They don't even know what that is. That's a sci-fi word. How you gonna break down matter and then make it reappear somewhere else? All of this shit that they talking about, man, is to fuck with your psyche, to fuck with your subconscious. The first teleportation ever thought of and ever achieved was a motherfucking magician. And they come to find out that was fucking a lie. That was tricks and mirrors and lights and all kind of shit. Making shit disappear with misdirection. All of this shit, man, is all about tricking motherfuckers. That's what it's about. It ain't none of it about, making sure that somebody understand what's really going on. Everybody wants to have something that they can use to their benefit that other people can't use to theirs, because that's what makes it unique, profitable. But all that's happening is this. We're just pulling ourselves further and further away from the truth. Because you could put a bunch of lies in front of the truth, man, and then try to get back to the truth and see how hard it is. You're not going to find that shit. See? The worst thing they were able to do to us is to make us depend on other people's insight. That's the worst thing they could have done. And they did that by tribing up, by putting everybody together. And then they can pick and choose who they want to carry out their bidding and shit. And you know how people are? If they accepted by many, the few don't count. The few don't matter. I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. I got so many subscribers that say they like me. And they could be dead fucking wrong, man. But since they have some people behind them saying, yeah, you right, facts, 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 they'll carry on and keep on doing that shit. Sometimes double down. Sometimes double down. I don't think we should be getting into anything that's considered technologically sound or spiritual until we figure out how to deal with this health issue that we have.
And we've developed a health issue over the past fucking 100 years that have toppled our people, man. Toppled them. Half of us don't even know what the fuck we're supposed to be doing to stay healthy. And that's why they created shit to help you along. But most people turned on that because that was transformed too as well into something that was manipulated too. Food. Food is what makes you healthy. I don't give a fuck if you believe it or not. That's what makes you healthy. And it's not a particular type of food that makes you healthy. See, it's not how and what you eat. You know what I'm saying? It's the preparation of how and what you eat. The prep work. You know, I used to watch these chef shows, and 90% of the work is prep work. The other 10% is putting it all together. Is taking what you prepared and putting it together. But 90% of that shit is prep work, man. You gotta have the ingredients. You gotta have the proper way to prepare the ingredients, like the tools and utensils. And then you gotta also have a method of meshing all this shit together, like the cooking, the burning, the sizzling, the frying, shit like that. And these methods were brought about to make food healthy. Anybody can go out there and pick up a blade of grass off the ground and eat that shit and get nourishment from it. You got people down south that was eating dirt and clay and shit for years. For years. Ain't none of them motherfuckers alive. Ain't none of them motherfuckers alive. If healthy shit comes straight from the earth, then why ain't none of these people living today? Why ain't none of them around? Because healthy shit don't come from the earth. Shit that you make healthy can come from the earth, but not healthy shit don't come from the earth. See, healthy shit. But you got people that out here that's saying this stuff, man, and confusing the young people and making them think this, man, that as long as you're eating this stuff, that you're gonna be healthy. No, that's not how it works, man. You gotta protect yourself from everything, even the shit that's considered good. Too much of a good thing is a bad thing. But they're not gonna tell you that because they want you to stay on the bandwagon, keep supporting it, keep putting this information out. Some people just thrive on chaos and disorder and also thrive on you suffering. You got doctors that get paid for you to be sick. Get paid for you to be sick. So if they can keep you sick, they get more money. Ain't none of them doing their own treatments. Why? Some of these motherfuckers look like the most unhealthiest people in the world, and they still won't do their own treatments. I was watching the show the other day, the 600 Life shit, and these people going to the same fucking demon looking Indian doctor to help them lose weight. And this nigga looked like a Oompa Loompa on some fucking body Morpheus type shit. You know what I'm saying? But he's healthy enough to tell them you're fucking up. But has he done any of these operations on himself? No. Have he had anybody do any of these operations on him? No. He'll never get no gastric bypass or no liposuction or none of that shit. But he'll do it on you. You gotta wonder about a person like that. You gotta wonder if a person will take their heart out and swap it with another motherfucker's heart. But they'll do it to you though. And the heart is in the body, and the body heals itself, but they can't tell you how to heal your heart. Oh, once your heart is damaged, it's done. Really? So you mean to tell me my heart started off the size of a peanut when I was a baby, and it grew, stretched, ripped, tore, built itself back up, and now I'm an adult, and now the motherfucker don't do that no more? What kind of shit is that? You mean to tell me my kidneys look like the size of fucking peas, and then now they done grew, stretched, tore, built, you know what I'm saying? Secreted, all of this shit. Now I'm an adult and they don't do it no more. What kind of shit is that, man? Same thing with your bones. Same thing with your bone. Break a bone, nigga. They ain't gonna give you no bone transplant. They gonna put that bitch, line it right back up, and guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna mend itself. You mean to tell me a tissue can't mend, but a bone, a solid, can? What kind of shit is we living in, man? What kind of shit is we living in? We should be able to reverse all of this shit. And not with no fucking medicines. And not with no fucking herbs. We should be able to reverse this shit just because our bodies are capable of it. But nah, we ain't looking into that, man. We not looking into that. Shit like this is considered medical misinformation. And they'll blackball this shit, throw it away, and all that stuff. But we'll listen to Trump get on the motherfucking TV, and just because he says fuck, oh, he means business. He means business. No president has ever done that. Man, who gives a fuck? He ain't nothing but a human. And he ain't no more credible than the nigga down the street that's looking out his window calling the ops on your motherfucking ass. See, people don't realize, man, anonymity is power. Being anonymous is power. Because, see, you can never be blamed for anything. You can never be blamed for nothing. Niggas don't know me. They don't know what I do on my free time. I could be reporting every motherfucker around here. And this is what people do. These are chaos agents. You know why? Because it ain't working for them. So they be damned if it works for you. You can't believe everything you see and hear. Build up your skepticism muscle. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is start fucking refusing to believe this shit these people say. If you don't have the proper understanding on how you can decipher this shit, man, don't even believe it, man. Teach yourself to say no. Because a lot of people feel like they can't do that. I be watching motherfuckers just give away they hard earnings to satisfy the group. How the fuck you ain't a millionaire, but you giving away thousands of dollars to a motherfucker you ain't never met, ain't part of your family. There's got to be some brainwashing in that. There's got to be some brainwashing in that. And the nigga that's doing it, he brainwashed too because he think it's okay. Get your money, man. Get your money by any means necessary, huh? At some point, we got to have morals, man. We got to have at least enough empathy for the next man to know that, bro, if I fuck him over, this could set him back for a while. People don't think like that. They feel like, hey, I got fucked over my entire life. Why not? And see, this is how the Stockholm Syndrome shit happens. This is how niggas that get raped become rapists. Because they feel like they went through it, everybody else should go through it as well. That right there is a vicious cycle that only death sometimes cures. And then motherfuckers come back here the same way they left here. On that warpath, on that mission to destroy every fucking thing around. And what do? The people that feel like they understand or they don't understand or they can recognize it. What do? We capitalize on that shit. There's a lot of people out here right now, man, that are influencing a lot of people that know the shit that I know. But you know what they look like? You know what they say? If I don't do it, somebody else gonna do it to you. What kind of understanding is that, man? What kind of understanding is it that you know that you got fucked over? You know the ins and outs of being fucked over. And the only thing you have to do to make up for that is to fuck somebody else over. We are insane, man. By nature, we've become insane. We have become Stockholm Syndrome's insanity breeders. That's what we've become, man. And look, you look like an alien when you stand up next to these people. I'm like an alien when I stand up next to these people. First of all, you ain't gonna be liked. Second of all, everything that come out your mouth is gonna be like a foreign language. And third, you're gonna have people hating you just because. That's why anonymity is your fucking weapon. That's why being anonymous is gonna be your weapon of choice. Because these sick motherfuckers will go to no length to stop you from saying stuff, shut you down, to stop you from even speaking, from even spreading your thoughts beyond your environment. You can't do that. And the reason why people like me, the reason why I do this shit is because I know the more people that know this stuff, the better it's going to be for me. It's going to make the environment that I dwell in maybe better. Imagine if we had a bunch of skeptics, man, that didn't believe shit that motherfucker said. You won't be having motherfuckers that get scammed around you. That's creating other scammers because they were victimized by scammers. And that's how you break the cycle of this shit. I know it makes everybody like territorial and fucking non-believed. But man, trust is earned. Trust ain't just given just because you look a certain way. But that's what we do. All a nigga gotta do is put on some fly ass shoes, some nice pants, a shirt, wear some jewelry, put some gold in his mouth, and he is credible. He's credible. He's like a clown in the circus that had become the motherfucking jester for the entire crowd. Now everybody's following him everywhere he goes, listening to everything he says. How did we get like this, man? How did we get to the point where we'll believe a motherfucker just because the way that they look, the way that they sound? Or if you sound good, oh yeah, he gotta be right. He gotta be right. When all of that is just a front, it's an act. Get them motherfuckers alone and really pick their mind, and don't give them a method of escape, because most people escape through the crowds. They'll use the crowd. I hear people saying this shit all the time. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe, if you believe, if you believe. Man, get the fuck out of here. Why do you need these people to agree with you to prove to yourself now that what you're saying is right? Because they're in a state of denial. They need that re-up. We need that re-up. We need that Stockholm re-up. I need the crowd to get behind me. And everybody becomes his personal or their personal hype man. Just furthering the bullshit, furthering the fuckery, man. Just furthering it. And I got people in my chat right now, right? People from earlier. Karma Coming. This cat, you know, I said this stuff about religion a while ago, and people can't even understand what it means. They come in the chat and say shit like, salute Lawyer the pig oil god. Salutes to you, brother. But I could recognize how far the ignorance goes. See what I'm saying? That's all they got out of that. The fact that it was a pig and it was some oil. They didn't get none of the other messages that the information brought besides that. And see, that shows us how deep we actually think about the shit that people say to us. We don't at all. We only shallow thinkers. We only grasp the outside of this shit. Only the outside of this shit. Everything else is like surface layer bullshit. It's weird, man. Back in the day, they used to try and make you think. You know what I'm saying? With riddles and all kind of shit. Passages. You know, what they call them, encryptions. When I was a little kid, man, they used to have encryptions on the cereal box. And you had to get a decoder ring to figure it out, nigga. Nowadays, man, they don't do none of that shit. It's video games. The only encryptions you get now is on video games. Oh, and you might get them in the movies, because the movies is more relevant than real life nowadays. If it ain't come from a movie, it really is not a message. You know how many motherfuckers killed theyself over Avatar, the blue motherfuckers? And that's just been a while ago. They don't even talk about that no more. That was a psyop to get all these weak-minded ass people wanting to be out of body, wanting to be out of this world. Yeah, murk theyself when reality set in. Oh, I can't go to Waterworld. I can't go to Avatar Land and ride around on motherfucking horses with parasite tails and shit. I can't do that. I can't walk around with a ponytail with a parasite tail on the end of it. People didn't even realize what that shit was about. They got all of these. They showing you in the movie that we stupid. We stupid. See, that we'll put ourselves in these bodies to be able to do shit that we couldn't be able to do. And then at the end, what that motherfucker had to do? He had to kill his human body to get into that parasite body. Don't that sound familiar? I know all you spiritual niggas know about this shit. Oh, they want to put us in machines. They want to make sure that we go and we be plugged in. Because it's like the Matrix. Man, y'all stupid. What they showing you is, man, that when you put these things in your body, you become a totally different person. They've proved already that schizophrenia is caused by parasites. Common parasites that's found in fresh water. Schizophrenia, man. We talking about hearing voices, seeing shit, the whole gambit is caused by parasites. Now, why they not offering these people dewormers, ways to kill parasites in their bodies? And hear what the people say. Oh, you just need to detox. Man, ain't no way to detox. There's only 4 ways to detox the body. That's respiration, perspiration, aspiration, and urination. That's it. Respiration, perspiration, urination, and defecation. My bad. There's only 4 ways. That's the only ways you can get rid of shit out of your body. Now, you can induce each one of these. The perspiration, exercise. The respiration, exercise. The urination, water. The defecation, food. More substance coming through the body. But they make us think that we got to starve ourselves. When you're starving yourself, what do you think you're doing to your bowels and your digestive system? And I used to fast too. You're stopping that shit. If nothing's coming in, ain't nothing coming out. You got niggas that fast for 20, 30 days. Guess what happened to the shit that they ate before they started the fast? It's still in there. It's still in there. Guess what it's doing? It's fermenting. It's rotting. And you think your insides is safe with that shit in there. Nigga, when food rots, it's a form of bacteria eating away at that shit. And guess what happens? That bacteria, after it eats all the nutrients and gets its fill of that shit, is going to eat your ass too. That's why motherfuckers walking around here with leaky guts can't take a shit unless they have laxatives in their body. You know what I'm saying? Hiding from real food, hiding from nourishment, sacrificing to some worldly god. That's what these people do. That's what they do. Self-sacrifice ain't always the best method of purification. Self-sacrifice is death, my boy. That's what that shit is. It's death. I don't care what you try to say. When you starve yourself, you stopping your metabolism. It's just like going on a diet. What happens when people go on a diet? As soon as they start eating again, they blow the fuck back up. You know why? Because they stopped their metabolism. And now when they started back up, it ain't running as fast. And these people make whole health food trends off of this shit. And we believe them because they on TV, they ripped and in shape. But you can get the same way with antibiotic steroids. Matter of fact, people back in the day used to take steroids like it was fucking drinking Kool-Aid. They took it so much. How you know that that's how they fucking knew the side effects of it so well. That's how they know how to, now they got it down to such a science that they can take steroids from the day that they born all the way into the day that they die. Human growth hormones. See what I'm saying? All of this shit, changing your genders. How you think these people learn that shit? Trial and error. But they won't let shit like this come out because when it does, people that starts to open their mind up and hear this shit and really contemplate it, they're gonna start doing this shit to everything, man. Everything. Yep, I fell prey to this shit when I was younger. Don't eat no pork. Fast. Starve yourself. That's gonna bring you closer to your spiritual side. Man, get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm a Christian. Ain't no spiritual side. Ain't no spiritual side. God is not gonna come and save you, nigga. He already did his job. He created you. He is not gonna come and save you. And you can get on your knees every night until they raw and bleeding, and it still ain't gonna help. It still ain't gonna help until you put some action behind them words. Put some fucking actions behind them words, and I guarantee you, you'll get to where you want to go faster than you would if you just stayed down on them knees and waited for it. Cause you ain't gonna get shit on them knees. Ain't nothing but fucking some damaged cartilage. That's all you're gonna get. I'm telling you. But people will read the Bible, they'll go to church, and they ain't learning shit and benefiting from it one bit. One bit. Cause that's not true Christianity, man. That's not true Christianity. And they just done hijacked it. When I was a kid, people didn't call themselves Christians. And I was born in the 70s. When I went in the military, they asked me what religion you are. I said Christian. They was like, that's a religion? I was like, yeah, I thought that was a religion. They was like, nah, we didn't know that Christian was a religion. We thought Catholic was a religion. Christian was the people that practiced Catholicism. See, now it's a whole fucking religion. Now, here it is. 30 years later. It's a whole fucking religion now. Christianity is not a fucking religion. It's a practice. You niggas ain't supposed to be looking in no spirit world. Ain't no fucking such thing as that. And I hate to do this to my brothers that got this positive outlook on spirituality because it's a good thing to think there's something beyond you that can help you out in this shit. But in actuality, man, spirituality is a fad. It's made up to give you purpose because you done forgot the true purpose of what you're supposed to be doing anyway. Forgot the true purpose. All of these inventions, man, the printing press, first started off as an invention to create medicinal products. The press was used to press out oils from fruits and vegetables and from leaves and from herbs and from seeds and shit like that. We turned it into a printing press to put words on paper because you know why? The pen is mightier than the sword. But before that, we was using shit like that to fucking heal ourselves. Cotton wasn't used as a clothing. Cotton was used as a bandage before. Cotton was like supposed to be your second hair. That's what cotton was for. That's what wool was for. All of that shit is supposed to be your second hair to help your skin heal. Why do you think when you cut your head after a long time, cut your hair after a long time, the skin under your hair on your scalp is cleaner, fresher, newer than the skin that's on your arms? Because it's protected by your hair. When you put cotton on, you put wool over your body, you're protecting it from the elements, from bacteria that sets up into the skin and causes boils and shit like that. That shit ain't supposed to be for fashion. We turned it into fashion, and it's a good thing because people don't want to walk around exposed to the elements all the time. Shoes. Shoes weren't just supposed to be for collecting, for basketball and shit like that. No, it was to protect your soul. When it says put on the armor of God, they're not talking about putting on no spiritual shit, some shit you done conjured up in a mantra. No, man, put your fucking clothes on to protect yourself from the demons, which is bacteria and parasites. And then after that, you come home, you take all that armor off, and you wash yourself. You wash yourself clean. And you wash your clothes too. These were basic teachings from back in the day that was taught to us, brought down through generations, put into books, turned into allegories, made into nursery rhymes, stories that kids can get and be taught, and so on and so forth. But now they turn it to something totally different because there's money behind it. There's big money into making people believe in the afterlife. Ain't shit after this, nigga. You coming right back to this bitch. And depending on how fucked up you was in this motherfucker and how you went out, determines how long it's gonna take you to get here. Determines how long it takes you to get here. And then some motherfuckers, they so fucked up in the past life, they done been through so much bullshit that they'll come to this world and they be taken out before they can breathe their first breath. Because believe it or not, man, these laws that of nature are serious. The laws of cause and effect, you know what I'm saying? Gender, correspondence, shit like that. These are serious laws, man. The Ten Commandments are a reflection of that. But they want to say, oh, this is from the Church of Tahuti. I understand that, y'all. I understand that this is how people want to see this stuff. But can you put it into action for yourself? Can you make it work for you? Can you live a good life with it? Most people can't. Most people can't live without money. Most people cannot live without having money that they can show and flaunt in front of other people, where they can go out and buy a new this, new that every day. Most people can't live without that. It's like a drug. They're addicted to it. The attention, the clout, they're addicted to that shit. They don't know how to just be satisfied and content. See, we think that you have to have more in order to be, a good person. Look at these prosperity preachers. They tell you, if you of God, you are rich. And you make all your friends rich around you. That ain't got nothing to do with that shit. That ain't got nothing to do with that. And especially of God. Everybody has God in them. Everybody is God. If we put our mind to it, there's nothing that we can't achieve. There's nothing that can come up against you that you can't defeat. All of this shit is possible because of us. And it has nothing to do with race, whether you're a man or a woman. It has nothing to do with any of that shit. It has something to do with your mindset. How the fuck do you see your situation? Do you see yourself in an impossible situation that you can't come up out of? Or do you see yourself in a situation that you might have trouble coming up out of? Or do you see these obstacles as a building block to make you a better person? Because when I was a kid, they used to push in my motherfucking brain. Struggle builds character. That's why your parents used to tell you back in the day, you're going to have to work 10 times harder. Not because you a nigga or because white people holding you back. It's because they wanted you to be experienced. They wanted you to have the understanding and know how to value shit in life. Most people don't value shit in life, man. They don't value shit in life. We got insurances to protect our possessions. Because niggas is destroying their own shit they work so hard for. You out there, you done work fucking 10 years to go out there and buy you a brand new motherfucking car, and here you go driving down the street 70 miles per hour, drunk, nigga. You think you care about the shit that you sacrificed for all them years? No, you don't give a fuck about that because you got insurance. Because if you gave a fuck about it, for one, you would respect the fact that you had to work so hard to get that shit. So you ain't gonna go out there intoxicated, inebriated, and tear your shit up as well as somebody else's shit. And see, this just tells you about the mindset of people, man. We are literally self-destructing in real time. But they didn't gave it a new name. They call it crash out now. See what I'm saying? We're self-destructing in the crash out zone. And ain't nobody trying to tell you that you need to fucking reassess yourself, man. You know what people say? You had insurance, right? No, nigga, fuck insurance. That shit was brought about to make you careless and reckless with your own shit. Because you think that you're going to get the shit back. Oh, we can replace it. Always replace it. No, man. Everything is precious. Everything. You're supposed to treat shit like you'll never have it again if something happened to it. And that shit would transfer over into your personal life, into your mental. That will transfer over. You got people out here starving themselves, don't know that when you starving yourself, you're losing muscle mass. You know what they think? Oh, I'll just build that shit back up again. No, it ain't, man. The older you get, the harder it is. If you have muscle when you're young in your 20s and your 30s and you maintain that shit, when you 40, 50, and 60 years old, you'll still have those same muscle mass. But you know what people do? They think I gotta be slim, I gotta be trim, I gotta look like I'm fucking dying for people to respect the fact that I'm the way I am. No, man. No. The whole society has changed over the past 20 years. Healthy used to be big boned. Now it's obesity. How? What are the measurements on obesity? Niggas don't even know. They don't even know what a proper weight is. Because they're into this fad. They're into that shit that gets you caught up in the head and get you second guessing how you feel and shit. That's why you got to take a pill. You got to put a parasite in your body. You got to take an injection of a parasite because you don't know how to feel right in the first place. So how the fuck you going to tell me what I'm doing to you is wrong? How you going to tell me my medicine is fucking you up when you don't know how to fuck to feel in the first place? This is how they was able to get our old people, our grandparents, to fall victim to this shit. That's why they ain't here right now. You don't even know if you sick no more. They telling motherfuckers they had COVID because it was asymptomatic. Oh, your COVID ain't showing no symptoms. But I'm going to stick this Q-tip dead up in your motherfucking brain, and I'm going to pull it out and show you that you sick, dumbass. When we don't know the methods, the means, the materials, or how they fucking checking for this shit. And everybody was in line taking it. Got the young people in line. I can understand young people, but old people, man, y'all dropped the fucking ball, man. Drop the fucking ball. You niggas should have been the first ones talking about some, baby, come on over here and take this castor off. Get your ass on over here and drink this mint tea. Fuck all that putting a diaper on your face and going letting these people shoot you up with all that fucking bullshit. Them old people supposed to been like that, man. You know why they ain't here right now? Because they forgot. They forgot. They fell off. They morals and they fucking mentality. They forgot all of that shit, man. When you move out the woods, when you move out the country into these cities, man, you moving into a place that's full of deception and and subliminal fucking messages, and you get beat down. These old people living in these apartments. Why the fuck are you 50 years old living in an apartment, nigga? You mean tell me you ain't got your shit together that you couldn't go out there and get you a permanent spot away from all this madness? You want to be walking around with a cane with some bifocals on around amongst all of these wild ass motherfuckers, these young wild people? You want to be walking around like that? I don't want to be around these niggas. I can't move the way I used to move. Nigga run up on you, slap you, and be down the street before you know it. But you like that shit. You don't want to slow down. You want to stay, I want to stay active. Because as soon as I slow down, I'm gonna die. No, motherfucker, who told you that? When you take your foot off the gas on your car and your car starts to decelerate, does that bitch just shut off? If it does, you got a fucking bucket, nigga. You driving a bucket, nigga. You might want to go and reinvest in a new car. And if your body is like that, you done fucked that bitch up. You done fucked it up. What you done to your body when you need a jumper cable on that motherfucker every day? You need some excitement up in that bitch. I need something to get my blood pumping. You done fucked yourself up. You done too much to yourself that now you don't get no stimulus from normal shit. And that's a shame, man. That is a shame. Just waking up in the morning, man. See, and I sleep shit late. And I've been like this since I was a kid. See, because my mom and them, they never fucking told me, you better wake up early in the morning. If you ain't got shit to do, nigga, on Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nigga, you can sleep in the bed all fucking day if you want to when I was a kid. My parents was like, nigga, if you tired, go the fuck to sleep. Why you up here fighting that shit? You ain't doing nothing but putting unnecessary wear and tear on your body. And you got people that's like that. Them motherfuckers will stay up all night drinking, partying, and then get up the next day 2 hours later to go to work. Nigga, you ain't even had time for you to reboot that bitch. But they think that's normal. Oh, sleep is the cousin of death. Yeah, you gonna kill yourself, motherfucker, and that's what it is. That's what it's meant for. That's what all this shit's meant for. That's why most of you niggas walking around here insane in the membrane. Y'all thought that song was talking about something else? No, it's talking about you, nigga. You stay up late hours, don't get no sleep, control the way that you fucking negotiate your body cycles and shit like that, nigga. Starving yourself, putting unnecessary bacteria and pathogens in your shit. Nigga, you gonna look older than the motherfucker when the time is. When the age comes, when you really that age, you gonna be a grasshopper walking around this bitch looking like a sick cricket, nigga. Looking like a sick cricket. Keep on doing that shit. Keep on doing that shit. I done seen old folks, man, 90, 100 years old. Don't even look it. You wouldn't even believe it when you heard it. But these niggas that come on the TV, yeah, I'm 107. They look fucked up. See, true niggas don't publicize their achievements. Just like they used to say back in the day, a real nigga walk in silence. A real killer move in silence. Because see, they know, man, the more attention you bring to yourself, the bigger target you become. And these old people that's going on TV talking about some, they're 102, they want to get kudos from the nation and all that shit. You ain't doing nothing but exposing yourself to these motherfuckers that know, yeah, he been around for a while. He got a little bit of money. Let me put him on the payroll. Let me put him in my medical regimen. Well, sir, won't you come around here? Won't you come and get a checkup every year? Nigga, I've been alive for 100 years. Why do I fucking need to come and check in with you because you feel like you can teach me something about my body? Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. You can't teach me shit about my body. Can't nobody teach you shit about your body. I don't care what kind of x-rays and MRIs and fucking treatments and scans and blood tests they fucking do. They can't teach you shit about your body. They can fool you and trick you about your body, but they can't teach you shit about that. That's why this talk right here is not fucking for everybody. And it ain't for you, and they will never let it be common for people to say this stuff. Because when you do, what you do is you give people an insight on life that they thought that they never would have had. They thought that you, and look, I don't even want no fame behind no shit like this. That's the cold part about it. Because they could never come along and buy a nigga like me out and say, hey, why don't you speak for our shit now? For what? Because we'll give you money. I don't want your money, nigga. Because your money comes with obligations. Comes with ulterior motives. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be able to get appreciation on seeing motherfuckers do it. Just like I'm doing it. To see people fucking have it just like I have it. And to see people do without it just like I can do without it, man. I could do without being rich. I could do without all that shit, man. I don't need no fucking big ass house. None of that shit. Don't need no big ass house or no motherfucking big ass fucking cars and all that shit, man. I know how to take care of my shit. I know how to fix my shit too. My shit break down, I'm not looking for a motherfucker to come along and repair it for me so I could be in his debt. Nah, man, I want to figure out how to do that shit myself. Take solace in knowing that shit. You know, and if I had the time, the money, and the effort, I would build all my shit from scratch. Everything. There's a nigga on YouTube named Yeshua. Black nigga, man, got dreads and shit. He a homeless cat. Nigga out there in the woods built his own house from the sticks around that nigga. That nigga built a 2-story wood house out of sticks, nigga, out of small trees. And he arrogant as fuck. And I know why he arrogant as fuck. Because he if they tear that bitch down and say he can't live there, he could go do it somewhere else. That's that's the joy of knowledge right there. And you know what? The nigga say he an Israelite, you know, but he don't realize it. He got Christian practices. Israelite with Christian practices. Them herbs. But the only thing he don't do is he don't work with the oils. Because that's the Israelite in him. See, the Israelites don't believe in oils. They don't believe in the anointing. Yeah? Niggas don't believe in that. They believe in shit like manna. You know, eating that yeast and shit. But still, again, man, the young brother ain't nothing but like 27 years old and got them skills like that. If he had the tools and the materials, he could build himself a big-ass house. He could build himself a big-ass house, man. But you think we picked up on that? Hell no, we ain't picked up on that, man. We ain't got that type of mentality. We ain't got that mentality at all. Because if we did, we wouldn't have to worry about this shit. We wouldn't have to worry about the fact is that motherfuckers know that we know that this shit that they've been talking about, it ain't real. Ain't none of this shit they talking about is real, man. Space, medicine, none of that shit. These motherfuckers ain't made a breakthrough since breakthroughs began. They ain't made one motherfucking breakthrough at all. All this money. And see, people say with $1 billion, you can do just about anything. No, you can't, nigga. You ain't gonna do nothing but blow that shit. You can't do anything with money. You gotta have knowledge and understanding to make that fucking medium of transfer work for you. If you ain't got no common sense, that money is just like water. It's gonna go straight through your fingertips. I don't care a fuck how much you have. See? They can promise all of these interventions and all of these fucking technological fucking breakthroughs, but they can't figure out how to make a nigga healthy. Health is wealth. Motherfuckers need to get off these fads, man. Stop thinking that food is gonna change your life, nigga. It's not food that's gonna change your life. It's your common sense, your knowledge, your understanding is gonna change your life. And that one thing is not gonna always be that same thing. As you get older, this is what I understand. As I get older, shit tastes different. Other things taste nasty. Some things that used to be nasty taste good. That means that your body is supposed to change. You're supposed to change with that bitch. You ain't supposed to try and make it work, just make it happen. Your body will tell you what it needs and why it needs it. But you got people that believe, oh, I control this. You don't control shit. You don't control shit. Hold your breath and see what your body make your motherfucking ass breathe. You can hold that bitch until you pass the fuck out. Your body gonna still make itself breathe. Guess what it's gonna do? As soon as you pass out, it's gonna make your ass take that deep breath. Your body knows what it needs, nigga. You just gotta learn how to listen to it. Stop listening to all these other motherfuckers and thinking that it's one thing is gonna stay the same all your life. When you was a kid, you didn't need sugar the way you do as an adult. I learned that. When I was a kid, sugar made me hyper as fuck. I couldn't stop running. I was up all night.
You know what I'm saying? And don't put no caffeine with it. Shit, I'm a fucking rocket, nigga. But as I grew up and got older, I realized sugar is good for you as an adult. Sugar is fuel. Caffeine is fuel. Nicotine is an astringent. Alcohol is an accelerant. You need these fucking things in your body as you get older. We're like forges. An old forge ain't gonna kick up with a couple pieces of wood like it used to when it was brand new. No, that bitch got soot inside of it. It's got charcoal inside of it. It's been burnt. It's a little out of shape, you know what I'm saying? Because the heat got too hot. The bitch burned cold when it got more fuel in it. So guess what? You got to put more wood in that bitch than you used to be able to put in it. You got to really get the fire hot in order to get that forge working. But when you get it up and running, man, that bitch will burn anything. It'll melt any metal you put in that motherfucker. And see, people don't understand that. We old forges, man. You get over the age of 40 and you start tipping into 50, 60, 70. Nigga, we like a car that's been broken in. The faster we get on the highway, the better. Fuck all this stop and go shit. Fuck all this starving us, feeding us, plants, no meat, no plants. Nigga, we need a combination of all that shit, nigga. We need wide open spaces. That's why older motherfuckers feel way better when they own land. When they own their own land and not in no fucking apartment, in no box. You got old people living in boxes at the end of their years. Nigga, you living in a box? In an apartment? You pretty much sharing the same bathroom with a motherfucker. Whoever's shitting above you is shitting through you. I mean, come on, man. The nigga with rats next door is sharing his baby rats with you. The nigga with roaches above you is sharing his baby roaches with you. Get out of these motherfucking cities. When they first start, yeah, they heavens. You know what I'm saying? And just like every heaven, there's going to be another one put down on top of that one. And see, this is another thing, man. This is why reading the Bible is so important with me, man, because I can see this shit. Heaven ain't up in the sky. The shit is what you're standing on. And if you go to each one of these cities, they always was modern marvels. These were heavens, everything you need. You got your food right down the street. You got restaurants right there. You got entertainment right there. Everything within walking distance. You got law enforcement to come and save you when you need help. You got utilities. You got water. But over time, guess what? Those places become hell, man. And it takes another heaven to fall on top of that bitch. Boom, right on top of it to create the whole illusion all over again. Just like it said in motherfucking Revelations, that the kingdom of heaven is going to come down on this heaven. And it's going to be heaven on earth. This shit is just a recession of redoing shit over and over and over again. Every city was considered a garden until it became heaven, until it became hell. From a garden to heaven to hell. That's how they do it. Every city, when they first come out with it, look, brand spanking new, everything works. All the people there is nice, is kind. You got so much shit at your disposal. You don't need to ask for anything. It's all there. You in a heaven. But then over the years, people come there that don't respect this shit. The stuff break down, motherfuckers neglected. Pipes break, structures crumble, motherfuckers die, cars build up. It becomes hell, man. Before all of that, it was a garden. It was just a piece of land. It was natural. Then it became a paradise. Then it eventually became hell. And then what do they got to do to it? Burn it all down and put another one right on top of it. It's just a cycle, man. And when you recognize that, you'll get out of that shit. You'll get away from that cycle. And it'll change your mind, man. But a lot of people don't want to leave the city. It was like pulling teeth for my family to leave the city. But they came from the country, though. They came from the country and moved to the city.
And now they don't want to move from the city to the country no more. Now they want to stay there and put up with all the bullshit and complain every day about this person doing them that and that person doing them this. Man, leave that shit behind, man. It's time to evolve. The times that come, it's showing you signs and seasons. It's telling you, get the fuck out of here before it gets too late, before you be what's up under what's going to be heavy. And that's what they doing. Look at California. When I came to California in the early 80s, man, flowers along the highway, streets were clean, all the lights worked, neighborhoods were decent, kids could play outside, hardly any crime. Shit, man, it ain't taking nothing but 10 years for me to be here for the veil to be pulled from up over my eyes. Oh, I can see that these niggas, they is on their way to hell. Everybody is on their way to hell in these cities. Everybody. The only way you're going to escape it is to leave it. If you're in a city, you're on your way to hell. And I'm not talking about no hell, the shit that they tell you about in the Bible. I'm talking about real hell. You're gonna be a prisoner in your own box, in your own cell in these apartments. Same thing with your homes. The niggas that don't want to stay in their cell, they're gonna go out and terrorize the niggas that do. That's how this shit works. Get out of these cities, man. These cities ain't nothing but cesspools. They ain't nothing but places for people to go that ain't got no fucking common sense and understanding on how to live on their own. None of them. These jobs that they give these kids, these fucking areas where they can go and entertain themselves, ain't nothing but traps, man. Ain't nothing but traps. You can still go and work in the city, but leave them motherfuckers and come home to reality. Because I don't see how people can feel safe in a city, in an apartment. California changing its rules about being able to protect yourself. You think this shit is just isolated to that area? Hell no, man. Look how they passed the fucking marijuana laws. Started in places in one place and then it moved around. That's how it happens, bro. That's how this shit happens. It's a game. People love playing games until the game gets serious. When the game gets serious and there's a stake in the disqualification process and all of this stuff, man, you a victim then. It's just only a matter of time before you get eliminated. It's only a matter of time. Get out of the game, man. Or if you go play the game, only be a reserve player. You should not have to play one position the entire time, your entire stay in the motherfucking league. You should be able to move around in that bitch. Give yourself more credit than you actually give yourself because we are multi-talented, man. We ain't supposed to be tied down to just one fucking thing. And all these fucking actors and these people pretending to be on your side and be you and be of you and all this shit, man. Forget them people, man. Forget them people. If it ain't giving you something from associating with them or from being around them, then you ain't supposed to be around them then. Why you hang around rich motherfuckers? Think about that. Why do rich motherfuckers hang around each other? To make money. They don't have real friendships. That's not how this shit works. They do this shit to make money. And that's how we should be with one another. You hang around your family because they your blood. You hang around your friends because y'all like-minded. You hang around your coworkers because y'all got the same job. But you don't just hang around people in the city. What y'all hanging around each other for? Why you want to be all up under each other for? You ain't got nothing in common. Everybody doing their own motherfucking devious things. Why you hanging around them? Because you don't know no better.
You don't realize the longer you hang around people that you have nothing in common with or no association with, you become a target. And niggas know that. It's crazy, man. What the fuck is going on here? It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Literally, it's a damn shame. Literally. Let me check on you. Because this shit's acting like it's acting weird. Alright. Yeah, the shit was acting weird. My screen went black and I was like, how the hell your screen go black and you're live? But that just goes to show you, man, that I've been holding this shit in the entire time, man, not even thinking about, you know, telling people about shit like this. But the reason why we have so many, hood hang-ups with one another and shit. I get along with a lot of people on these platforms, but in real life, hell no. I wouldn't get along with half the motherfuckers. Because I know that there's an element of entertainment that comes along with this. And that's another reason why I feel like you should keep your private life private. Because a lot of people just put all their fucking information out here on this bitch. Just put all the information out here. Time waits for no man, bro. You out here giving your information tomorrow, the next week, the next year. A nigga ain't forgot. Nigga ain't forgot, man. You know, they always looking for new content. And they'll make you their content, man. And not to say that it's gonna harm you or anything like that, but who wants drama like that in their real life? It's enough that you got drama on this bitch. But when you put your real life in this stuff, man, it becomes overwhelming because you never know who you can run into out on these streets. Why you think these celebrities pay so much money to go places anonymously? It's not because they not loved. Man, you got motherfuckers that will kill themselves for these people. It's the fact that there's these crazy people out there that don't give a fuck, man. They don't give a fuck. And you get on this bitch and you be like me, I be on my rant shit. I be lost in the conversation. I don't even be talking to nobody and shit just keeps coming into my head. And I fuck around and say something that somebody don't like. Because they live in a certain way. They got this dedication about themselves. And that might rub a nigga in the wrong way. They might want to feel like they want to put me in my place or hurt me or some shit because of some of the shit that I say. I ain't got time to be worrying about that, man. That's why I tell people, I might not be your flavor of coffee or your flavor of tea. You might want to see a nigga face and know where he live at and know his family and shit like that. That's not me. If I can help it, I'll quit this shit before any of my information get out there. I'll quit this shit cold fucking turkey. I don't want my family and none of them people to be exposed in this shit. Because it's not worth it, man. There's too much other shit you got to worry about than worrying about a nigga on here. Had a call, man. I'm about to wrap it up, man. I've been on this bitch for a little bit already and shit. My gal about to come home, so yeah, man. I don't go live too much, but when I do, man, I be trying to offload some of this shit that I be thinking about, man. And I can't offload everything on these other people's panels. I try to, man, but a lot of these people, man, they so inexperienced and so naive that if you offload this shit on them, it's gonna do one or two things. It's gonna overwhelm them or it's gonna upset them. And I see it happening more along the upset lines because people don't want to let go
that poison. They don't want to let go of the poison, man. But I tell you one thing, man. Real niggas do attract real niggas. And real women do attract real people, real women. That's why I'm always saluting to the real ones. Because you're a dying breed, man. Ain't too many real people out here. And what I mean by real, people that could think on their own. That's solo in this shit. I don't believe in the hunter gatherers. I don't believe in people getting together, going out and hunting. Nigga, if we catch one deer that day, I gotta split my meat up with all you niggas. Fuck all that. Fuck all of that. I can go hunting on my own, and whatever I catch, I keep. So the shit that I'm looking at, man, is something that's attributed to by these groups, these gatherers. I don't see too many solo motherfuckers. You can still be cool and down and protective of one another, but at the same time, you got to have a free mind and a free heart, because that's the only way you're going to achieve anything that's meaningful to you and your family. All of this shit that it requires you to be in a group, I think is corrupt. It's corruption. I think all of this shit that requires you to be in a crowd of people is corruption. I mean, no woman wants to share her husband with another woman. No man wants to share his wife with another man. You see what I'm saying? And if you do, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with that. Because you're willing to give up your peace and prosperity so another motherfuckers can have some of that. I don't want to give up my personal shit for other people to have, and I don't want them to give up their personal shit so I can share with them. That's your piece, man. Eat it. A nigga have a piece of cake. I don't want to be eating off his plate, he eating off his plate at the same time, or I'm eating off my plate, he eating off my plate at the same time. Nigga, if this all we have, nigga, I'm not gonna be worth shit if we both starving. So let me eat my shit so I can get enough. So if I have leftovers, I can give you something. But you ain't gonna be eating off my shit at the same time. And that's how it should be. You know what I'm saying? You should always be able to fall back on your individual self, man. Never let a motherfucker sit up and tell you that the only strength we have is through a tribe or through a group. No, nigga. That ain't strength to me. That's organized chaos right there. That's what that is. And there's always got to be a nigga that's organizing it. One nigga controlling all the chaos, controlling the whole tribe. I'm not part of that, man. I'm not a cog on anybody's fucking wheel, man. I want to be my own fucking mechanism. My cogs are my children. And when they leave my house, they become their own cogs. They no longer part of my wheel. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it should be. You should be able to build yourself to be a strong individual. And when you have kids, you build them the same way. They become strong individuals. Next thing you know, you're surrounded by strong individuals. You don't need no motherfucking tribe. Push come to shove, niggas can fight on their own, fight in a group, fight as a unit. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, they can fight. And I don't see too many fighters out here. Yeah, you might be able to pick up a gun and shoot or beat a nigga ass, but when it comes time for you to figure out how to live, you is subpar, nigga. You subpar. You're an amateur. You don't know what's right for you or what's good for you. That's why you always searching for a crowd, a group of niggas that's in unison that's saying yes, so you don't have to feel bad about submitting all the time. Yes, 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 yes. See, learn to say no. Learn to say fucking no. No, your way is not my way. No, I'm not gonna eat that you say I should eat. No, I'm not gonna fucking go where you say I should go. I'm not gonna say this person is who you want me to say it is. And I'm not gonna fucking stick to no fucking rules of no fucking race. This is what niggas don't understand. You don't have to fucking say yes to everything that people that look like you say yes to. Be your own man, be your own woman, and deal with your own issues. If that means going out there and getting you a job, do that. If it means going out there and starting you a business, do that. If it means going out there and getting on public assistance and welfare and social security, do that, nigga. But that's your decision. It ain't fucking society's decision. It ain't white people's decision. It ain't fucking, poverty's decision. It ain't none of that decision. It's your decision, nigga. And live up to that. Live with it. If it gets too rough and you don't want to take the criticism because the nigga say you lazy, you don't want to get a job, then switch it up, nigga. Life is about change. Struggle builds character. That's what it's about. And I hear people talking like this, like there's some type of particular way you got to do shit. No, man. It's all about what makes you. That's what it's all about. What makes you? I don't know who touched you when you was a child. I don't know who raised you when you was a child. And I don't care. But I do know one thing. That don't fucking affect me. And so don't bring that to my environment. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring your fucking traumas to me, expecting me to sympathize with you. Because 9 times out of 10, your traumas ain't gonna make me traumatized. And that's what people trying to do. I used to hear people all the time talking about, yeah, sundown town, Jim Crow, and civil rights, and racism, the KKK. Man, I was down south, and I still go down south when I want to. Ain't nobody fucking with me. What am I, a special case? And I ain't a big nigga. I ain't going down there with a whole fucking trunk full of guns either. Ain't nobody fucking with me because I ain't fucking with nobody else. You want racism? You'll find it. You'll find it. You want a sundown town? You'll find it. You will find a town that when you go to that bitch, everybody will be after your bitch ass, whites and blacks. So the thing is that if you looking for trouble, there's trouble out there. But if you a regular nigga that just want to survive, make shit happen for yourself, do good things for you and your family and for others, then if you strive for that, you will find that shit. And eventually you will shine if that's what you're looking for. I ain't looking for the shine, nigga. I'm looking for peace. I'm looking for a motherfucker, leave me alone when I say leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to fucking think it's your job. And I see this with people all the time. I be telling people, if a motherfucker feel like they gotta hurt you to help you, nigga, they ain't your friend. They was in it to hurt you in the first place. That's why when I look at these doctors, the motherfuckers tell me something, follow the science. You don't know if you're sick or not. Nigga. If you fall down and hurt your motherfucking arm, you know that bitch hurt. All right? And it's going to stay hurt until it stop hurting. You don't need to go to no fucking doctor and have them scantron your shit and fucking MRI it and stick it with needles and poke you and all this shit and touch on it and rub on it and say, how's that feel? What's your pain threshold from 1 to 10? Nigga, get the fuck out of here. I know what my body feel like. You know what I'm saying? I hear people say this shit all the time. Before we have hospitals, what the fuck were we doing? Who was doing us, nigga? You break your motherfucking leg, you don't walk on that bitch for a month. When you start walking on it, it might have a little hitch in your step or some shit. Or you might be able to kick a motherfucking tree down, nigga. Who knows? That shit might heal up and make you a superhero. We don't even do that no more, man. We don't even do that. Nigga get a headache and be like, God damn, I got brain tumor. I got a brain tumor. I gotta go to the doctor. They gotta do all these tests, and then niggas be waiting and rubbing their hands. Here comes the money. Here comes the dollars. This dumbass nigga. Yeah, they know it, man, when you come in them doors, man. Them people see us when we walk in them doors, and all they can see is dollar signs. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. They already know how much money they make. Why you think they be so polite when they see you? Them niggas be wanting to tell you shit like this instead of saying, how you doing, Mr. Loyal? How you doing today?
Welcome. How can we help you? Them niggas be like, well, hello, dollar bags. I mean, Mr. Mr. Money. I mean, Mr. Loyal. I'm telling you, man. You got insurance? Oh, that's right up their alley, man. That's right up their alley. They charge you without even seeing you. You know that something's got to be wrong with this shit. But we the ones created this environment, man. We created this environment. We became hypochondriacs over a fucking 20-year period. Everybody gotta go to the doctor, gotta do this. You know, what about motherfuckers that was before we had hospitals that had dysentery? They out there shitting in the woods, blood, nigga. And then they put a couple leaves together, wipe that shit off, and get back to work. And live to like 80, 90 years old. We get hype about the wrong shit, man. We crash out over the wrong shit. I watch some of my people go through that, man. You know, got a little ailment and it lasts for longer than a day. Them niggas think they gonna die. Yeah, I've been coughing for like a week now, nigga. Yeah, because you had a cold, right? Nah, I think this something else, man. This don't feel like no regular cold, nigga. And they go to the hospital and guess what they do? Give them a couple shots in the ass and they worse than they were when they first went in that bitch. Yeah, what's wrong with you now? Oh man, I got a tail growing between my toes, man. I got like 5 eyes on my head. No wonder, nigga, you went there and like Dr. Monroe fucking stick you with fucking the Budapest drug, nigga. You walk around this bitch now looking like a motherfucking homunculus. And you want to tell me you got a doctor, nigga? You got a death wish. That's what you got. I hate when niggas used to do that. Yeah, my doctor said this. Who is this nigga you calling your doctor? Do you know him? Have you met his family? Your doctor? Nigga, he is a doctor. He don't give a fuck about you as far as he can see you. The only time he care about you is when the paycheck not coming in, nigga. When he ain't seen you for a whole year. They start calling you. You ain't came in for a checkup. Don't that mean a good thing, nigga? These motherfuckers will call you. Yeah, it's been a whole year before we dug in your booty. What do you mean, nigga? I gotta come in for another booty test. Them niggas will never get me in there talking about no bullshit like that. Never, nigga. You ain't gonna never experiment on me, nigga. You can take my parts of my shit or my body into the back room and fucking do some tests on it. Yeah. And y'all niggas believe in spirituality and don't think that shit has something to do with it. Crazy motherfuckers, man. Crazy. You can go outside and eat grass off the ground and get a better fucking results than the shit that they giving us in these hospitals. At least you know the side effects gonna be you might shit a little bit more than usual. But these niggas got stomach aches, dry mouth. You might have revision. You could have bone cancer. You could, nigga, from one pill? Yeah, now check with your doctor. And this is the same motherfucker that be recommending this shit. The doctor be back there like, yeah, I recommend it to take it. You know, because you never know. It might help you out. Well, have you taken it? No, I've never taken it before. Never had a reason to take it. You the one got bad health, not me. Nigga, you look like a pterodactyl up in this bitch, but you can tell me I'm unhealthy? Come on, man. I be looking at some of these motherfuckers, man. That's why I don't go to doctors. Because you go in there and these niggas look like they done came out of a science project and they the ones wearing the white coats and looking at you with some disdain and shit like, you need to take better care of yourself. But you got a fucking horn growing out of your head. But I need to take better care of myself? Come on, man. I'm telling. Look at that show, My 600 Life. All of these fat motherfuckers in there trying to get a treatment from a myth-built ass Indian looking nigga. This nigga look like he's straight out of a horror movie, like the old vampires. You need to stop. You need to starve yourself a little bit longer. And then we can do the surgery on you. Nigga, how you know he's doing with all the fat he's taking up out your... He probably at home making fat soup with that shit. Sipping on it. You know, sipping on your chubbies. Come on, man. It's crazy, bro. Do not fall
victim to this shit. But you know what people say? You know, if I don't get the treatment and I end up getting terminally ill, then who am I gonna blame? That's the mind fuck they got you into. Nigga, if you don't get the treatment and you gonna die anyway, what the fuck are you doing why would you do it anyway? That's what I don't understand. So they can make you worse, so you can die faster? Because these niggas believe in helping you by harming you. Oh, we're gonna put you on hospice. We don't want you to suffer. You're killing them. Ain't no more suffering than that, nigga. You literally killing these people. So you killing them and they look peaceful while you're doing it. That makes it better? Man, get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. And ain't none of these motherfuckers being brought up on charges at all. Ain't no first degree murder, second degree, none of that shit. You can walk into that motherfucker healthy, a scheduled fucking surgery. Look at Joan Rivers' bitch ass. I mean, I hate to say it. You know, you go in there for a tonsillectomy, you dead. You dead, nigga. And nobody's the wiser. Everybody's like, well, you know, it is surgery. Anything can happen. We're only human. No, it ain't, nigga. No, it ain't. The other 50 motherfuckers you did the same surgery on, they ain't died. Why the fuck she died? Huh? Why the fuck she dropped dead? In your care. Why? Was you on the sauce that day? Did you forget a step in the procedure? Nigga, was your tools dull? Huh? Did you black out or some shit during it? And look, he'll turn around and do that same procedure on another motherfucker the next day that he killed the motherfucker with. And ain't nobody saying, this nigga is killing people. Ain't nobody saying that. Man, you know how many bodies these motherfuckers got? You got some doctors that got hundreds of bodies. Hundreds. Nigga, over a 30, 40-year period. And they say 5 out of 10 motherfuckers die in surgery. That's a lot of people. That's 50% of motherfuckers. And you've been doing this shit for how many years? Bro, when they gonna say that you ain't good at what you do? When they gonna say you're not cut out for this? Literally, you not cut out for this. But they don't, man. They recommend each other. Yeah, we got a specialist. Yeah, it only specializes in heart transplants. Really? How many people has died under his care? Oh, we don't know. But the procedure is pretty common. And, you know, there's about a 70% chance that you could, you know, die from the procedure. 70, nigga, what? Well, I meant to say 17%. And that's what they be doing. They'll drop the numbers, nigga, just to make you feel comfortable and at ease. Man, fuck that, bro. Fuck that. Fuck that. It ain't worth it, man. If they giving you a time limit on your life, nigga, let's see how the clock plays out. Let's see how the time runs out, nigga. See how many points I can put on the board. Cause nigga, you telling me, nigga, I ain't going into overtime. Well, let's see then. Nigga, I'm gonna tie this bitch up. We going into overtime. See, but no, man. I don't understand it. And all this shit stems from our lack of understanding. That's what it all stems from. Knowledge. And see, I can't help but go back to my teachings. My people will die from lack of knowledge. Because they don't know themselves. They don't know their bodies. They don't know what pain is. They don't know what pain threshold is. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what contagions are. How shit's transmitted. They don't know any of that. They think that if you sneeze in your hand and shake a nigga hand, he got what you had in you. That's stupid, man. If that was the case, nigga, you would die just from exposure to normal air. There's so much bacteria and shit floating around in the air that you breathe in and breathe out all day, every day. That if it was that easy to get sick from another nigga, then you would be dead as soon as you fucking step out the door.
oh, this is some new air that I'm being exposed to, and it's got a toxic. Yeah, nigga. That's the germ theory that they teaching us. That's the germ theory they got us all on. We on that schedule right there. See, because they know that we're stupid. We'll believe anything they tell us. Believe anything they tell us. And some people capitalize on this shit. Like when they first started making people wear masks for COVID. Some niggas was like, man, I don't want to wear no mask. But you had some niggas over there, oh yeah, I be to hide my look. I be to hide myself when I'm out here doing some dangerous shit. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm a real ninja. You had niggas making personalized masks. You had niggas making fitted masks. Masks to match their outfit. Yeah. Profiling. You ain't nothing but a scumbag, nigga. That's what you is. A bunch of motherfucking scumbags. Take a whole tragedy and turn it into a fucking, reason to get over on motherfuckers. And look, we had more crimes and more fucking burglaries and robberies during that time of COVID. They ain't tell you all of that because everybody had motherfucking masks on. They couldn't tell who the fuck you was. I'm thinking to myself, we was taught all these years that a nigga with a mask coming into an establishment mean that he gonna rob that bitch. But we just forgot all about that. We forgot all about the nigga in the mask coming into a business is gonna rob you. We just thought that, oh, he ain't gonna rob us. He just hides from the COVID. Shit. Go back and look at all of the robberies, murders, and killings that happened during COVID because a nigga, and unsolved at that, because they could not fucking identify the nigga that was doing it because he's wearing a mask. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. And all the people that was walking around thinking that was normal, man. You gotta that shit does something to your psyche. That shit does something to your psyche, man. Niggas like me, it was being fucking tormented. You can't come in here without a mask on. You can't shop here without a mask on. I just started ignoring the motherfuckers. Because you know what I knew in my mind? Oh, this shit's gonna blow over and all y'all motherfuckers gonna look stupid. Y'all gonna look stupid. See? Half of them look like they had 5 o'clock shadows with all the bumps on their face where they wear the same dirty, spit-infested mask all day, every day. But you think they realized what was going on with them? Nah, they went there and they was like, oh, you got COVID skin face. Yeah, this is another symptom of COVID. Yep, crazy shit. Crazy shit. But it's a lesson that most people didn't get. And the reason why they didn't get it is because they didn't know that they were supposed to get it. You were supposed to learn from this shit. That you can't just listen to what everybody say. Because the crowd is 90% filled with dummies. A group is 90% filled with dummies. A tribe is 99%. Nah, I don't say that. But a tribe is 90% filled with dummies. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the military, a platoon is 90% dummies. If they ain't have a supervisor there telling them what to do, them niggas will blow themselves up. They would drive off a cliff. I've seen them do it. I've seen them do it. I've seen a nigga in a line, right? And they tell you, do not stand with your knees locked. I just seen niggas in line, 5 or 6 of them fall over face first. They all passed out. After they told them, do not stand there with your knees locked. What the fuck is wrong with all of y'all? These niggas on autopilot. This is the military. I ain't seen niggas say, hey, slow down when you're negotiating the curve during this obstacle course. I didn't see niggas run into the fucking obstacle. You ask them, why you didn't slow down? I thought I was going the right speed. Yeah. No, you need to be in a fucking insane asylum. That's what needs to happen to you. See, and you need to be slapped until you recognize what being slapped is. And a lot of people are like that in real life, in real time. They get with a crowd because they are dummy and they want to be around other dummies because it makes them feel secure in their dumbness. Same thing with not knowing nothing. They make them feel secure with them not knowing nothing. Then when they get around people that do know something that will tell them some shit, off of face value, instead of them saying, you know what, I don't believe it, but I'm gonna look into it. No, them niggas will fight and double down on the shit. It's crazy. Hey, mama. Well, look, that's my cue to go. I'm out of this bitch. I done gave y'all a little bit of time, man. 2 hours of my day. But yeah, man. Motherfuckers need to become solo units and stop being the Borg. Got too many Borgs around here. And that's why niggas is Borging out. The motherboards is frying and shit. Got too much dumb shit going through the circuits. Become a solo unit, man. Think for yourself. Holler at yourself. Yeah. And until tomorrow, I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Salutes to the real ones. Be a real one, nigga. Be a real one, girl. All y'all out there, man. You know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And look, if there's any topic, man, that motherfuckers think that your boy can't negotiate, let me know. I know there's skeptics out there. You know what I'm saying? I know there's skeptics out there. Let me know. And if I don't know, I will find out. I'll do my best to find out. But until then, I'm out, man. Y'all take it easy. Salutes to the real ones. Holler at your boy later on.